Hi there, and today we are going to learn about how to use ClickUp Views. So here I am in my ClickUp workspace, and I'm going to show you how we can use ClickUp Views. So right now I am in my all tasks space right here, and then we have different views. So we have a list view which contains all of the tasks for your different projects, since this contains all of the tasks along with all of the projects from all of the different spaces right here in the hierarchy. Then we also have the board view. So it contains all of your tasks as well. It's just that it displays it in a different view. And then we also have the calendar view where you can see all of your tasks in a calendar. So you have this in all of your different spaces or different projects right here in your hierarchy. So for example, if I go to the general space right here, we have different views as well. We have the overview, we have the list, we have the board view, we have the calendar view, we also have a Gantt chart view, and then we also have a table view. So if you want to create more views, you can just click this one, the plus icon that says plus view. Then you can go ahead and create views right here in your different spaces in your hierarchy. So right now we are in the general hierarchy. So this contains all of the tasks for all of the projects right here. So if we go lower in the hierarchy, so for example, if we go to project 1, it also has a view for the list. So right now, we can only view all of the tasks that is included in project 1. So you can just keep that in mind. So you can use the hierarchy right here to organize all of your spaces, all of your projects, and then you can also use folders right here to organize all of your tasks right here in your hierarchy. Then just think of it like a to-do list, is that you can have a major to-do list right here. So like this is your goal, and then you can break down that goal into smaller steps. So that's why you create more hierarchies in your space. So from here, you can also do a lot of things with your view. So now we are in the list view, and as you can see, it only displays the tasks that are in progress or that doesn't have a status yet. So if you want to view the completed tasks, you will need to turn this on, the closed tasks right here. So now you can see all of the completed tasks. So the default option right here in ClickUp is that when you finish a task, it just hides it if you have this turned off. And then from here, as I said, you can also view your current tasks in another view, like for example, in a board view. Then you can see all of the tasks right here, or the calendar view, so that you can see all of your tasks in a calendar format, a Gantt chart. So you still have the same tasks, but they are now in a Gantt chart. Then you can also have a table view where it summarizes and then compresses all of your tasks in a table. So you have the details right here, and then the columns, and then you have a dashboard right here containing all of the information from your project number 1. So if you want to create another view, so for example, I'll create a list view right here. And then what I want to do is that I can use another way to group the views right here, or the tasks right here. So for example, I want to use a filter for the due date. So if you want to use filters, so for example, you can set a filter where the due date is this week. Then you can see all of your tasks for this week. So as you can see, this one has a due date for Friday. Then if you want to save this view, you can click Save View, and then you can rename this view. For example, I'll say this week. So this view is named this week so that you can identify all of your tasks that are needed for this week. And then you can rearrange your views right here. So just drag and drop the specific view that you want to rearrange. And then if you want to delete that view, you can just go ahead, right click, then click delete view. You can also create duplicates of your views if you want. So you can choose if you want to duplicate the view in a different format. So for example, in a list, in a board, a Gantt chart, and so on and so forth. Then you can also use templates for your views. So you can just click browse templates, and then you can view some templates right here. So if you can see any templates in views, you can just go ahead and see other kinds of templates in the other template types. Going back, you can also favorite a view. So for example, if you find yourself going to that view every day, you can just favorite that view so that you can save it, and then you can access that view immediately. So for example, I'll go right here to the general space, and then I want to create another view. For example, I'll create a list view, and then what I want to do is group all of the tasks by priority. So now we have this view right here where all of the tasks is arranged by priority. So we have the urgent priority, the high priority, the normal, and the low priority, and then the no priority. And what we can do is that we can save this view. We can rename this to priority, and then we can rearrange this like this. Then we can favorite this view, and then you can favorite a view in two ways. So you can insert it in the sidebar or at the top of your ClickUp. So for example, if I choose the sidebar, this will insert the view right here in your favorites in the sidebar. So instead of going to the general view and then going to the priority view every time that you use ClickUp, you can just click the favorites right here so that you can go ahead and go to that view immediately. Or if you edit the favorite view in the top bar, so let's say I'll name this priority top, and then add, and then you will see that view right here at the top of your ClickUp. Then you can click that, and then you will be immediately redirected to the priority view of your general space. So that is how you can use favorites. And then if you want to remove the favorite view, just click unpin right here, and then for here you can just click delete so that it will be removed from your favorites. But I have also deleted the actual view right here. So you just need to unpin the view right here so that it won't be deleted. And then another thing that we can have in our views is by having a default view. So for example, if I leave this general space and then I am viewing the calendar view, when I go back to another space in the hierarchy, and then if I go back to the general, it will always open the last view that you have open. But if you want to have a default view, so for example, you want the overview to be set as the default view so that every time you open the general space right here, you will be redirected to the overview. So what you can do is that you can right click and then set as default view. But in order to do this, you need to have the Business Plus account right here in ClickUp. So that is another thing that you can do if you want to have a default view. But that is basically it. So you can create views right here. You can organize your views by rearranging them. You can set favorite views, and then you can create more views right here if you want. And then you can create more specific filters and groups for your views. And then that is basically it. So I hope you learned how to use ClickUp Views, and thank you for watching.